Welcome to Simple Shop Creations. And in this part of the video, or series of video of me redoing my kitchen to a certain extent, this is part 2 now. And this is where I'm going to build drawers for the 2 cabinets that I installed these adjustable shelf supports in. So with that, let's go ahead and start to build the drawers. Well, here you can see I'm about ready to cut a piece of plywood. And that plywood Baltic birch that I got from the big box stores, I had them rip it down in half so I don't have to worry about carrying an 8-foot by 4-foot sheet in the truck. I just had to carry 2 8 by 2 feet in the truck. So here I'm just going to cut the base down, and then after I'm done with the base, I will add the slides just on the bottom of the drawer and then make sure they fit. Now my drawers are should be approximately 25 and 3/8 of an inch wide and approximately 21 inches deep. So in about a second or two, we're going to move into the kitchen where I'm testing out my cutting of the bottom of the drawers with the slides already on them. So like I said before in the previous video, these Euro slides are extremely forgiving. And if you cut it too big, you can always trim it down, put the slides back on, and then test fit again. So that's what I'm basically doing here. I'm just going to go and make sure that these bottom drawers fit nicely in both of the slides. Now let's head back in to the garage where I start to build the drawer slides, the fronts, backs, and you see me start measuring and becoming all thumbs in there trying to figure out how to hold stuff. So it should be pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and start building the rest of the drawers. So here I'm starting to build the sides of the drawers, and then the front there on the table saw rip fence is actually the front, and the front goes down to the bottom of the drawer bottom. It doesn't sit on top, but the sides and the rear do sit on top of the drawer bottom. Now the sides are going to be approximately 4 1/4 inches tall. That's from the bottom of the drawer bottom to the top of the side, and it's going to have a taper cut, which you'll see coming up here shortly. So here I'm just going to cut my sides to the proper, well, almost to the proper width. I'm going to rough cut them to a width, and then I'm going to cut them down to the proper length, and then from there I will cut them down to the proper width again, and then use the taper jig to create the taper for the 2 sides of the drawer. Now I'm going to do this a total of 8 times, but do the remaining sides off camera. So coming up here, the taper jig is going to be whipped out, and there's the image of what I'm making for the side there. You can see how I tapered it, and there I'm going to be setting up the taper jig, and then I'm just going to run them through the table saw. Again, I have to do that 8 times, and they'll be done off camera after I do these here in front of you. So let's just continue on with the video. So coming up here next, you're going to see me, I'm going to dry fit one of the drawers, and then I will go into a glue up, and you can see me start fumbling with gluing up these, at least this one drawer that I filmed. And basically what I'm doing is nothing, no fancy joinery, no nothing, just butt joints and brad nails. I'm using minimum of 1-inch brad nails, and then I'm gluing everything together, and then I do a little slight clamping, and then I will add the drawer slides underneath, and then we'll do a test fit on one of the drawers and make sure nothing's been foobarred. So with that, enjoy that part, and I'll come back in when I need to. Now coming up here, see if you can catch my mistake here. Just leave a comment down below if you catch the mistake. But eventually I do catch my mistake, and I do correct it here in, I don't know, a minute or two. So go ahead and have fun with that, the mistake that you see right there in front of you. And you'll see me correct it in a little bit. So coming up here, we're going to switch over to the kitchen, and then I'm going to go ahead and put that drawer that we just made in the bottom set of slides. And we're going to see if it fits. And it does fit quite nicely. So there you have one drawer down, a whole bunch left to do. So let's continue on with the video. Coming up here, you can see that I'm going to test fit the top drawer with a pot underneath. And then all I do is just pop out the slides and move them down to the position that I need. And there you go. Slide in the drawer, and now we have a cabinet that's done. Now we just have to move on to the other cabinet and finish that up. However, before we go ahead and do that, I'm going to go ahead and put the doors back on this particular cabinet. And then we're going to go ahead and move to the other set of drawers in the other cabinet that's basically behind me. Now, if you noticed, I did not do any staining or painting because I'm going to paint these cabinets here in the near future, and so that's when I'll determine whether or not I want to stain or actually paint them the same color as the cabinets. So time will tell. So right now I'm just going to leave them the way they are and let them go. So here I'm just adjusting that center support system that I cut out previously, and I just use 1.25 inch screws to put them back in, and then I'm adjusting the hinges up and down to get that more centered and between the top and bottom of the cabinet there. So that's what I was doing. Come up here in a second, there's going to be the second cabinet that I need to do. So here, as you can see, I'm doing the same thing again. I'm just double checking my fit, which is fine. And then I will be going to complete the door and, the drawers, and then this cabinet will be done too. So there you go. Let's continue on and see this one here get completed. Alright, so let's recap here. The drawers are basically 1/2-inch Baltic birch, picked up at the local blue or orange box store. I used butt joints to create the drawers. I used 1-inch brad nails, and I'm using a adjustable shelving system by Quick Draw or Tenn-Tex. And down below in the description below, you can get links to the various websites that sell these particular shelf supports. And now, as stated previously, I did not stain these or painted them. Again, I'm waiting until I figure out what paint I want to use for the cabinets, and then from there, I will determine whether or not I want to stain or paint those drawers at that time. So with that, I hope everybody have yourself a healthy and happy day, and we'll see you on the next one, which will be creating more drawers, but for different cabinets that have different kitchen items in it. So until then, have a nice day.